Oh man, this is a good one. I don't know how it showed up in my recommended feed, but the title caught my eye. Gorillas that look almost human. I thought, hey, monkeys are fun. This should be cute. Not realizing who posted it or why. I got about 30 seconds into the video before I decided to pause it, bookmark it, and save it for a debunk. Conspiracies by Hans has decided that gorillas are actually men in suits. I presume this is to promote the lie of evolution, since gorillas tend to look pretty human?
It's a joke. In very poor taste.
Well, I've already got my pistola loaded, so grab some popcorn and sit back while we enjoy a whole new world of crazy.
Hans Wormhat, thank you to a subscriber for sending me this. Me and my primates, anti-poaching rangers extraordinary selfies with two gorillas that look almost human. They are human. They're just in a suit.
Yep, you heard that correctly. They're just in a suit. I'm sure you have some extensive evidence and documentation to support this notion, right, Hans?
And here you go. It's just a fursuit. We can go through the pictures really quick and then skim the article. This guy's hand behind the back, in hand. And if you can't tell that's a suit, it's not a real animal. They're just suits that look pretty good, but once you know what it is, you know what it is.
Once you know what it is, you know what it is. Or rather, once you've been told what it is, that's what you'll see. You're like that asshole who went into your buddy's house and damaged his Zeppelin records by playing them backwards and saying,
"Come here, listen. Can you hear that? Satan is Lord, Satan is Lord. Amen. It's crystal clear. Check this out.
yeah, I don't see anything there that indicates an obvious suit. I see no wrinkles, no zippers, no flaps, no seams. You've got to give me something to chew on, my man.
Look at this hairless FTM. Gosh. And yeah, people in suits.
FTM? Oh, I see. You're one of those. Well, first of all, he's not hairless. You see that dark thing under his bottom lip? Yeah, that's not a birthmark, Hans. Second, he's black. The shaved head is a very common look for black men, since most of them can actually pull it off, unlike most of us white men. I'm not really sure why his being bald is supposed to make him trans, and I'm still really not sure why being trans is such a big part of you deep-end wackaloons.
It's just, oh my gosh, the soft FTM over here, just killing me.
Why do you sound turned on? Skip.
Touchy, isn't he?
How close up? There's no danger. These are supposed to be wild, dangerous animals. They're always clean.
No danger? Yeah, there's plenty of danger. They're wild animals. But what you have to remember is that there isn't all that much interaction between humans and gorillas. There aren't that many gorillas in existence compared to humans, and many of them live in isolated, secure environments. And yes, when you're, say, a park ranger who spends a lot of time around them, they tend to become quite docile once they get used to you and begin to see you as a caregiver instead of a potential threat. That being said, they can absolutely still snap and kill you in about half a second.
It's just a suit that looks okay. And look at their patch. Their color is orange. Orange, 33.
Orange 33? What? Green 30-30. Smash left. Hike.
Rover, sit! Hut!
This isn't how it works. Look at this. This one's really... They just don't even care. You can tell the hands and the feet are gloves. Just rubber.
Why? Because there's no fur on them? Then I guess your hands and feet are rubber too. Or maybe they're not. Maybe you're a hobbit. I don't know.
Why are there so many photos? Try to take selfies like this with your cat.
Are you seriously unaware that people tend to delete and not post the bad photos? Have you ever actually owned a cat? Of course they move around and do everything in their power to ruin the photo. That's why you have to take 10 to 20 before you get a good one.
They even have them do hand signs. This is making a hole for the camera right here. Yeah, they're just suits. Why do you think they can always get perfect footage? They always have perfect footage of these things.
Are you fucking serious? Let's see. How do I explain this so you'll understand? Animals and humans move their appendages in random ways all the time. Sometimes you catch one that looks like an intentional gesture. Here's a bad example. I'm a smoker. I know, I'm trying to quit. And the posture with which I hold my cigarette between my fingers causes my hand to naturally settle into, well, what do you know? The okay gesture.
He has a definite gift for mimicry.
By the way, sign language gorilla, you idiot.
You paint how you feel. I feel nice. You there. Okay.
Like Chase in. Chase where? You toilet. Do go.
They're not so unintelligent that you can't teach them things. They're also extremely good at mimicking. All species of monkeys have been known to imitate human laughter and gestures that they see before them.
They go through intensive training, risking their lives on a daily basis to safeguarding, and they call them guardians and safeguarding. It's because they're talking about guarding the secret.
Or maybe it's to guard the gorillas? Where's Ragical's facepalm cannon when you need it?
Objection! Sustained!
These videos are pretty crazy, so I may as well do them. Like the orange posts. Think that's a real wild animal? Orange. Yeah, this is BS. It's a 44-second long video as well. So I get a duality number. It's a person in a suit. They're effing around.
You see, you've actually struck a particular nerve with me here, Hans. I'm a big fan of suit acting. In particular, I love the old Godzilla movies for their ability to make a man in a rubber reptile suit stomping on balsa wood miniatures into compelling cinema. Throughout all of the movies I've ever seen that require an actor to don a suit, I've learned one thing. A well-made suit is hard to move around in. Yes, I know the old Godzilla suits are an outdated example, but Haruo Nakajima was only able to be filmed for a few minutes at a time before they'd have to cut and give him some time to breathe, or else he'd pass out from lack of oxygen and heat exhaustion. A more recent example I experienced myself. A few years ago, I worked for the Make-A-Wish Foundation in a Star Wars Day event, thrown for a little girl with leukemia who's a big fan of the sci-fi classics. I was brought in as an emergency to play Darth Vader, due to the original actor having a bad sprain the night before, and I didn't really know what I was getting into. It was extremely fun, but that helmet is near impossible to see in. If children were less than 4 feet tall, I couldn't see them standing directly in front of me. I couldn't hear or be heard through the multi-piece thing on my head either. I could walk and move with relative ease, as long as it wasn't too quickly and it didn't require me to jump. I also had to duck behind a curtain every 20 minutes to remove the helmet and wipe down the ridiculous amount of sweat that was building up. And as for my troll followers, go right ahead. Make fun of me for dressing like a science fiction character in order to help a dying child. Please, go right ahead. Now, with all of that said, please tell me how these gorilla men can do things like this. So no, we don't think those are wild animals. You know you can go and see them yourself, right? Like with your eyes? I guess it's hard to visit a zoo when you never leave your basement. And lastly, dude, numbers are numbers. Pattern recognition is a thing. The only reason constellations even exist is because humans look up at randomized dots in the sky and somehow manage to see a belt or a spoon or whatever the case is.
And these two little stars over here form the constellation the Crusades.
And just like NASA, outer space, fairy tale land, how when they're bouncing around the moon, falling all over one another, you can tell where's the sense of danger.
You can sense what other people are feeling? Man, you've got to show me how to do that magic trick. That's some mind freak level psychic talent, my man.
Where there's no sense of danger, so what they have to do is they have to come out with these hoax dangerous stories. So we get Apollo 11, we get the Challenger space shuttle. Oh, it's dangerous. Same thing with these.
Well, I'm done. First you conflated Apollo 11 with Apollo 13. That was the one where the crew almost died. Then you pulled the fake Challenger card. I'm out. Go f*** yourself, Hans.
Take your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape!
If you like this video, please give it a like. If you want to see more, please subscribe to my channel, which is Dead Kennedy in Space. If you want to support me further, consider donating on Patreon or purchasing some of my work through Amazon or Teespring. Thank you, and I'll see you over the curve, Space Cowboys.
Live there, on the mote of dust, suspended in a sunbeam, in a vast cosmic arena.